I wanted to just quickly bring up, this has nothing to do with an election result, but a dirty trick that Brian Kemp played. Now, Brian Kemp, of course, is going against Stacey Abrams in the governor race in the state of Georgia. By the way, Georgia had decided to extend voting hours by an additional 3 hours because of a lawsuit by the NAACP. And so people were able to vote 3 hours longer than expected. But anyway, a story that had actually come out yesterday that I don't think we talked about involved Brian Kemp regurgitating a propaganda story that was published by Breitbart, arguing that Stacey Abrams has been endorsed by the Black Panthers, and they had this photo of black men holding weapons, right, guns essentially, and he's trying to make the point that they're too extreme, they're dangerous because they have their guns. What happened? I thought you believed in the Second Amendment. I thought you believed in the right to carry, the right to bear arms. All of a sudden, if it's black individuals holding these guns, oh, they're too extreme, they're dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, so two things about that, and I love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
So number one, Breitbart lies on purpose. So anyone who quotes these right-wing websites, and it's not just Breitbart, Daily Caller does it all the time, Daily Wire does it all the time. They get into the White House press room, and it's not just Trump. Obama put Daily Caller in the White House briefing room. They're not legitimate. The whole point is to do propaganda, and they don't care if it's true or not true. That's an obvious lie. They printed it for political purposes. So we are progressives. We're open and honest about that, but we wouldn't ever lie about a Republican and make up a story, because that's not what we do, because we actually care about the truth. But those guys are not remotely attached to the truth. And what do Washington people, I don't know, well, he's to this side and that side, I can't tell. No, you can tell Breitbart lies on purpose. So, and then the second part of it is, you're telling me the Black Panthers, oh my God, they have weapons. Anna's absolutely right. I guess shouldn't you be celebrating that, the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment heroes? But remember, in that specific race, Brian Kemp pointed a shotgun at a kid in one of his ads.
Yes.
Imagine if they had done a Stacey Abrams ad where she's pointing a shotgun at a kid. They would have been like, oh, Black Panthers, you're gonna kill the kid, what are you doing? And Brian Kemp's like, ha ha ha, it's a shotgun. And if you come for my daughter, I'm gonna kill you, or whatever. Like, it was supposed to be a little tongue in cheek, but bottom line is, he was heavily armed, and they're like, Second Amendment, that's it. You pointed at that little kid and blow his head off. Oh, black people have guns. Black Panthers!
Yeah, all of a sudden it's too extreme, it's too extreme.
Yeah, and besides which, it wasn't true. It was never true.
Yeah. That always seems to be kind of the continual storyline, the thought that when black people have guns, there's a problem to it. And we see that when we have an individual who is black who gets shot or murdered by police, and it turned out that they had a gun and legitimate carry, and none of the NRA say anything.
No,
it's because
they never defend black gun owners. They never do, they never do.
Because it's just the fear mongering, and it's a race-based fear mongering of black people are gonna have guns. We can't have them have guns. They're already dangerous people.
And look, again, like we do all the time, we said it ahead of time, not Monday morning quarterback. So when Philando Castile was shot and he said, sir, to the police officer, I have a legal gun, it's in the glove compartment, etc. He did everything exactly the way that you should do as a legal gun owner. We said, I bet you the NRA does not go ballistic over this. We said they're not gonna pay a lot of attention to it, and they're not gonna go crazy over it as they would in any other case. Why? Because he's black. Now, if we're wrong, you'll see the NRA jump out and go, wait a minute, how could you do this to Philando Castile? That was a Second Amendment, a hero, and he's carrying a gun. These police, I can't believe they would do that to good Americans that are exercising their constitutional right. No, nothing. We told you they wouldn't do it. Because, I mean, do you know why there's tight gun regulation in California? Ronald Reagan passed it. Do you know why Ronald Reagan passed it? Because the Black Panthers, that was real back then, realized, hey, we can have guns too. And it was actually legal to walk into the Capitol building in the state of California with weapons. So the Black Panthers walked in, they didn't do anything, and they told people ahead of time, hey, we're coming to make a political point. And they came in, they walked out, and people flipped out. They're like, white people had been coming in with guns all the time, no problem. Black people walked into a Capitol building and they're like, that's a gun control, right away, gun control. And so here it is, they used fear mongering, ironically, with guns. When it comes to black people, super scary, right? White people, they're awesome Americans. So look, that is unfortunately the racism built into the stereotypes that exist in this country and that are pervasive, and they don't get called out nearly enough. And that's what they did, and they do it every time, and they did it in Georgia and they did it in Florida.
Yeah, whatever it is that as a party they want to accomplish, and a lot of it has to do obviously with their donors, their campaigning only has one setting, and it's white identity politics. That is it.
Yep.
In every aspect. It doesn't matter if they're talking about aspects of the economy or crime or war or religion or immigration, it will always be delivered through the lens of white identity politics. That is it.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.